Okay. Okay, uh, everybody, I will call the UW Extension Committee to order at 8:30 a.m. I certify that the open meeting law requirements have met. It'll be a 8-item agenda this morning.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Okay,
I'll second.
the motion made by Todd and seconded by True. Number 4, adoption of the July 31st meeting minutes. To entertain a motion for that.
I will make that motion to adopt those minutes for July 31st.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Todd
I will second.
and seconded by Mrs. True. Okay, now on to the next item. So, okay, number 5, museum report. Anybody here for the museum report? Okay. Number 6A, educated reports, please. Anybody that's available? Yeah, who starts on that? No. It doesn't matter.
Do we want to describe kind of the change to the report?
Yeah, sure. So if you looked, we decided to, every month Andrea and Adam both, and any other educators that we'll have, will fill out an online basic kind of like a survey that talks about each of the activities that they did. And in the past, they were then doing that, and then also they were putting together a report for all of you. So we decided it might be easier just to pull that report from our system so that you can see all the activities that are happening in Trempealeau County. So sometimes there's a lot of extra staff from the state or other counties that are doing work within Trempealeau County. So this report that we started using will actually give you a view of other things that may be happening that we might even not even be aware of, that people are doing for residents in Trempealeau County via online, or maybe they're in La Crosse County and they're serving a small portion of Trempealeau County. So you'll be able to kind of see a much bigger depth of where our work is happening. And then during this time, Adam and Andrea will highlight the things that they have on those reports. So that's just kind of why they look a little bit different this month. And we're going to try to do that moving forward, just because I think that'll give you a better perspective of other things besides just the two things that, or just the things that the two people that, or now 3 that we have in our office are doing. Probably another intro that needs to happen. You all probably have seen Marielle before. She's been coming as our food-wise person. However, Marielle, as of September 28th, is now our Juntos coordinator. So that transition was able to happen. I asked her she didn't have to put a report together because I think it's been less than, and it would have been, this is the reports that came from August and September. So Marielle would have had 1 day, 2 days of work at that point in time. So it's really not worth it. But I will ask her maybe after Adam and Andrea are done to highlight maybe the next couple of weeks, because I think that that's when things are going to start to get kind of busy for her, so she can kind of let you know what her plan is and what she's up to. And I didn't warn her about that, but I think she can handle it. So, okay. So if Adam and Andrea, if you just want to highlight from those reports your programming, and then Marielle can give us a little bit of an update.
Just finding the report. Because I want to remember what I have on here. So Adam and I have been working on the CLC program again. So we went to Blair, and actually this week we'll be going to Whitehall. I don't want to say we too much, but like we just happen to be doing that same program or that same thing together. I am currently working on a virtual baking program. This is its 6th year going, so this started during COVID, but it's something that we have at least 30 to 60 participants the past couple of years, and so we get a pretty good turnout and we enjoy doing it. So I'm currently working on that with a handful of other educators. We've picked out some pretty good cookies. One is a Swedish cracker is what we're calling it. It's from one of our friends. It's like a non-leavened like cracker. Her grandma was Swedish, so that's what we're gonna do. Cranberry cornmeal cookies is the other one, and then the last one is, I can't remember how to say it, but it is from Lebanon. And so we're gonna kind of talk, it's gonna be, like, it's a family who's from, I believe they're Lebanon or Lebanese or from Israel. I can't remember kind of where they are, but it's like a really fascinating cookie. So we're gonna be making those 3 this year, in December, just before Christmas. So that, that program just opened up and we're looking for registrations for that. One of the things I did for our volunteers this year, because every year we require like a new volunteer training to make sure that people are understanding like their roles and responsibilities, but also that we know that they receive this type of training so that we can say, yep, you've checked this box. I created some folders for my volunteers because we do have some internet access inequities here in the county, which some of us are pretty well aware of. It's not in the whole county, but it's in quite a few. So I printed out all of the materials for all these trainings along with the background checks and whatnot. And I have some folders that I made for these volunteers so that if they're saying, hey, I really can't access this or I can't watch the video, then I can just give them that and make sure that they get trained and can do it on their own time. But also some people prefer this method because then they don't have to sit and watch a 45-minute Zoom. They can just read it and go on with their day. So I've had some good success, and then I asked my regional program manager, and she said that I could add that to my report. So that's why you see that in there. Normally I don't put those things in there. And I did a quick canning demonstration at Ritter's. They had asked me if I would do something. I mainly talked about safety and food safety and stuff like that with them, and it actually was pretty well attended. There was about 18 adults that came from quite a ways away to come and see this presentation. And I'm like, I'm not an expert. I will just show you what we have for resources and how to read them. We also I did a Galesville Library or summer reading highlight where we did art in the park. That was a lot of fun. I did a rope braiding demonstration called Kumi Himo, which the kids actually had a lot of fun. It's very easy to do once you do it, but it's the starting it that kind of sometimes kids struggle with. But they had a lot of fun and we had a great time. And then I have one more. I still have Safety Day on here, but I mean, that was a pretty big event I had back in June. And so, yeah, that is kind of what I have been doing. Other than that, we're doing re-enrollment right now. And because of our new volunteer requirements, that's half the reason I made these folders. We actually have an influx in volunteers who have actually gone through and completed all of their training. We are a couple months ahead of where we normally would be for volunteer enrollments. So there's been some positive changes, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, do you guys have any questions for me on what we're doing?
Nope. Yeah, I think so.
No, ma'am, no questions.
All right. You can go ahead, Adam.
Sure thing. So after this summer, I'm now back to fully 100% Trempealeau County as opposed to 60% for the last couple of years. So part of the last couple of months has just been kind of planning for what that increased capacity looks like. A lot of it will be probably working with school districts to meet some of their critical needs. One of those is working with Marielle to kind of work with school districts for like agri-science career pathways planning that they have for high school attainment and for kind of what could be considered career pathways. So whether they want to go to the military or trade school or college or whatever else, just getting them where they need to go and giving them the tools they need to be successful. One of the things that I've also been kind of exploring is kind of getting youth more involved with kind of leadership around the county, interested in government, different things like that. So a lot of planning for that. Additionally, doing some more parenting education. So I'm planning for a father-specific program in the jail this winter that'll focus on kind of issues around being a non-custodial father and how you manage your stress, make sure your questions are answered, making sure that you can communicate well with your child, different things like that. And then a lot of fatherhood programs, specifically with Head Starts. I mean, they're open to everyone, and I also do regular parenting programs with them, but just getting a bunch of dads in a circle and hearing what's going on. They share it with each other, they learn from each other, and that's like kind of extension in action is we're bringing people together to talk about the things that are critical to them and to provide resources to them to have them be successful. So those are some of the big things. And then managing the Juntos grant. So Marielle and I will go attend a training in a couple of weeks to get up to speed on those things, to be able to provide that extra capacity here, supporting the Parks grant that was awarded recently, and then kind of disseminating various grants within the county, specifically from our Alliance for Youth. So supporting a vacation Bible school in Ettrick and a mental health guest speaker to come into the schools in Galesville, Ettrick, Trempealeau. So just like several different kind of capacity building things within the county, in addition to kind of some of my other direct education, after-school programs, CLCs, libraries, programs like that, and then chairing the Alliance for Youth, working with, they've asked me to be on the board of directors for NAMI in Western Wisconsin, so helping to support their web presence, writing a grant. We have a meeting tonight for that as well, to try to get an executive director and to support some of the programming there. So lots of different kind of capacity building things in addition to expanded in-person, direct, impactful education for folks who are asking for it.
Okay, thank
I
you.
got a question for you. A couple of them. When it comes to the new position that's possibly going to be added to the sheriff's department, how much, I mean, is that going to help you free up some of your time, or is that going to actually take a little more of your time working with the new individual that could be in that position?
Good question. I think if it's implemented how it was written, it would free up some of my time, and a lot of the things that we've learned over the last 7 years of doing this and building up community capacity can be imparted on that person. That person can have the ability to really focus on finding and bringing those resources in, whereas I've been able to, go along and get along, but it hasn't been my main 100% focus. So I could see it taking some things off of my plate, but I could also see me working very closely with that person to have all of the warm handoffs and to develop more handoffs or handshakes between them and other organizations in the area, just by dint of all of the different coalitions and resources that Extension has been able to connect with over the years.
Yeah, how I look at it is 2 heads are better than 1. So that's a good sign. Now, do you know GET High School? They started as Students for Christ. I don't know if you knew that or not. And I know you just mentioned about, doing something about that. So just so you're aware of that, that started. And actually, they had a meeting this morning on it. They do it every Tuesday morning. So that's something that you could possibly be involved in. So it's just an idea that I wanted to let you know that they started that. I don't know. Three months ago or so.
Thank you.
So that's something that's a positive when
Yeah.
it comes to that. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know, there's another private school, I don't know what they'd be involved, but maybe it's a possibility, no pressure. Brigham Baptist Ministries out of Gales, I don't know, they were a private school, so just something to check in, I don't know the details, hasn't been there in a while, but I know some of the leaders there.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we
appreciate
always
it.
work with Saints Peter and Paul and Holy Family whenever we do outreach and programming. I remember doing a robotics program for Holy Family several years ago.
There's just more private schools out there, maybe, to check into, their
Yeah.
leadership or whatever,
Yeah, and there's,
administrators, or what do we call them?
yeah, and we've made sure that we kind of support homeschool families as well in the area, and I know that they've been able to kind of coordinate and organize themselves along with kind of the library. So I'll be doing one of those programs in Independence in a little while for the Homeschool Network.
Well, again, Students for Christ too is also, it ain't just for the high school. So other people from elementaries, junior highs, or anything can actually go, the parents can take them there for that hour that they're doing it and be part of that. So it's open for a lot of kids. But it's a start. That's
Yeah.
where I'm at.
All right.
Also, just to kind of piggyback on that, I think all of you know that the Buffalo County inmates have been moved to the Trempealeau County jail. And so Adam is also trying to navigate his cohort in Buffalo County offers a lot of programs that are more online-based or computer-based, telehealth kind of situation. So that will also come into play with that new jail coordinator to help us figure out how we serve them, and then potentially other inmates from Trempealeau County too. So
I don't know if you guys-
Extra programming.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think, like I said, with hopefully that new position, especially with the merger of the jails, I think that's a good thing that we have those programs going. I mean, I can't speak for the whole board, but I'm definitely supportive of approving that new position over there, especially with the jail merger. So any other questions or ways to finish up before we move forward? Okay. Thank you guys very much for those reports.
Maybe we can get a mini report from Marielle about kind of where she's headed in the next couple of weeks. Adam kind of highlighted it, but you can expand a little bit.
Thank you for that. Yeah, so like she said, I started in October, and I'm kind of just waiting for that big training that we're having in the next week in North Carolina. And I'm very excited about that. I know I'm gonna come with a lot more knowledge of what the program can offer. But during that time, I mean, I helped Andrea with the family handbook. We translated that to Spanish, which again, I think it's really good for the Latino community to be able to understand what 4-H offers. So I'm pretty proud of that. And so I want to read what my goals are for the next few months, I would say. But yeah, so this winter I am to use the FEFSA training that I will actually do tomorrow. I will be attending a workshop tomorrow in Black River. So yes, I am to use that FEFSA training that I will obtain to assist with knowledgeable workshops in the schools of Orquídea and Independence. This will help participants obtain the clarity and practical understanding needed to complete their application. I intend to do 5 family nights for middle school students in Orquídea and Independence in the spring, and possibly Summer Academy in the summer. So this is the plan I have for the Juntos program. I am thankful that the schools are ready to be in this program, and they've been pretty supportive too.
Thanks, Mariel. And then you'll see the last FoodWise report there, because again, this is everything from August and September. So Mariel's FoodWise position ended October 1st. And luckily she just transitioned. So you can look at that too. And if you have any questions, she can answer them. But I think it's it was a wrap up kind of thing. I don't think there was a ton of programming going on. Just a few things we were doing in August and September just to wrap the program up before it sunsetted. So.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. 6B, Extension Advocate Messages.
So Kevin tells me this is, the other Kevin tells me this is gonna work, so we'll see what happens here. So I have a YouTube video. So we had talked at the beginning of the year how every month we're gonna kind of do something different to highlight extension programming. And so this month is messaging from our constituents and the people that we work with. And rather than bringing them in here so that they didn't have to skip work or anything, we worked with the TV station to create a pretty cool video that I just want to show you that kind of highlights the things that are going on. I think there's a lot of leverage that can come from this video where we could potentially have the opportunity to use it in lots of different spaces. So let's see if, do I need to turn my sound on, Kevin? Nope. Okay, so we'll see if this works. Here we go.
UW Extension provides many different educational opportunities for all different types of clubs and organizations, no matter what you're into.
So when Independence Public Library and our Board of Trustees was looking at going for a grant to build our new library, we thought we'd have the space to do a community center. So we talked with UW Extension staff to have their staff come and do community listening sessions. We were able to use the responses that we got from the community listening sessions put together by UW Extension staff to put together a grant proposal that resulted in our library receiving just over $4 million for the purpose of building a new community center for our city, which will have a huge impact, not just on the people who live here now, but for the next few generations in the city as well.
The UW Extension has helped me kind of share my experiences, has put on some different leadership opportunities, and helped the 4-H kind of gain new members and kind of put some outreach into the community.
So working with UW Extension as one of our community partners has been a blessing for our after-school program. The minimal cost involved with offering our students opportunities that we wouldn't normally expose them to has been a true blessing. Our students love each and every time UW Extension comes and visits. They know that it's going to be something engaging, and they're going to learn something in a fun way.
The biggest impact that I've seen on UW Extension's work is myself growing, especially through 4-H. I feel like being in 4-H, I've been able to create just new experiences that I probably wouldn't have experienced, and I feel like I'm, as a person, better able in public speaking, in organization, and in just kind of being a team player and a team leader, so to say.
Our organization is very grateful for the opportunities that we've had over the years, and I've been working with NAMI for about 7 years, and I think University Extension has been with us almost that entire time, and just appreciate their efforts and their willingness to work with us and to help us to navigate areas where maybe we aren't real sure that there's help out there, or there's other community organizations that we could partner with, and they're there to help us at every step, and we thank them for that.
The UW Extension office helps many different programs and organizations by providing many different educational opportunities for those clubs. They also really push those clubs and those organizations to get out there and to be a leader in the community. That they do provide many different educational opportunities, from camps to overnight stays in certain locations. It's just a lot of fun.
So I just want to thank Kevin from the TV station for putting that together. I think it's kind of a cool way for us to be able to share our messaging without bringing people in and out. It's there forever, so we can use it on our website or potentially our Facebook page and be able to share that with everybody. So thanks to Kevin.
That was really cool. Yeah, you guys, that was really well done.
Thanks. All right. So that's that one.
Very sweet, thank you very much. Any questions from any staff or board members? All right.
Kevin, can you turn your mic on?
Again, I forgot to do that. Any questions from the board members or staff members? Okay, thank you guys or ladies very much. Like I said, the other Kevin did a very good job, and seeing some familiar faces on there, either the kids themselves or their parents. Thank you very much. Okay. Item 6D.
So all of you should have received the 136 contract with your packet email. I think the one we sent you is the final copy. I believe it needs to go before Corp Council. Is that correct? Okay, I think it needs to go before Corp Council, so I just wanted to give it to you to see if there's any issues or concerns you have. It looks almost the same as last year. There's no changes. I even think that the positions are the same, so that you won't see a lot of big issues or changes within it. We'll have you sign that if everybody's okay with it then, along with Becky at the December meeting, so we can get that taken care of. But I just wanted to present, since we have it already, it doesn't need to be signed today, but I did want to let you have that so you can look it over if you have any questions. But once again, not a lot of changes from our previous years.
Okay. Appreciate that. Okay, item 6E.
So if you've noticed, we moved. If you haven't, don't come visit our space yet. Give us a month. It's a little chaotic up there. However, because of that, our printer and scanners weren't working, so we weren't able to get you copies of those bills. So if it's okay, we'll just bring August to December at our December meeting.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Item 6F, is that the same thing or is?
No, well, I'll go with E first. It says PAT
E.
account. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with our budgeting, with our account systems, but we have an account called pesticide applicator training. Probably within the past 20 to 30 years, this was an account that grew over time because we were able to charge pretty high amounts for people to take our pesticide applicator training, and then that money stayed in an account for our agriculture educator to use as kind of money to do programming. The account's grown pretty big, but we don't have the same luxury. Well, we just don't charge that much anymore. Now it's run through the state and they pay the state. However, because that money is there, it is supposed to be spent on pesticide applicator training, but we don't have those kind of expenses. So when I talked with Mary Barton, she said the first thing to do would be come to our committee to see if there would be an opportunity for you to allow us to potentially spend that on programming outside of that pesticide applicator realm. And so I think, I don't know, because there's no action listed, I don't know if we need to put this on the December agenda, but we would like to potentially do some type of motion that that PAT money could be spent for extension, general extension programming. So if Andrea or Adam or Marielle needed some emergency funds to buy some type of equipment that we didn't have within our budget, that we would be able to use that to do that, so.
I would definitely think that
much are we
we
talking?
could put that on there.
We could definitely put that.
For December?
Definitely, for December, yep.
Okay, so we'll put it up for, on the agenda, we'll put it in December for action, and then we can make that motion and make that happen.
Perfect.
Can you share how much is in that fund?
So Erica's gonna email you the bills that she did get once we get our scanner to work, and I'll have her share. I believe it's about $17,000, so.
Okay.
It's a pretty, but once again, it's built up over the past 30 years, but it's a significant amount of money that if we did need like a computer or something, big ticket item, we'd be able to get it from that account. And it's a revolving account, so it just stays there and keeps going. It doesn't go away like the general fund money does. But I'll have her share the exact amount with you when she does email those bills to you.
So you think it's roughly 17,000, you said?
I believe it is. I have 4 counties. I don't remember which one this one is, but I think that's where it's at.
We'll look for the email. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't have any comments on the next in the 2026 budget. All of you are knee deep in the middle of that, but I believe that there were no significant cuts. I actually think we asked for an extra $2,000 for our travel because we are hiring potentially 2 more people in our office. However, last year we were paying 100% of Erica's benefits, and so that got split between 2 different offices. So I don't think our budget increased at all. So just to be forewarned, but other than that, we're a small ticket item. I like, if you saw the pie chart, we got combined with veteran services because we're so tiny. So I just want everybody to remember that.
Okay.
We do great work with very little money. So there you go.
All right, thank you guys very much. Now, item 6G is next, so.
Yep, so the crops educator position is posted. I sent all of you the posting. So if you do know of anybody that might be interested, that'll be open till the end of October. So please feel free to share that with people who may be interested in applying for that job. We're hoping to get somebody in here, hopefully right around the first of the year, to get started with that, but we were able to get that done. The second one is the CDI position. That one is in the queue to get posted. I haven't talked to Becky, I just found this out yesterday, but there's a potential internal transfer due to some other counties cutting budget. So we're gonna look into that potentially, and I'll have a conversation with Becky about what that looks like. But there may be the potential of somebody who's already doing the work, which would make our transition a lot easier, kind of like Marielle, when you don't have to teach them about extension and all that kind of things, and they come in with some training, it makes things a little bit easier. So we'll see if that comes to fruition, but otherwise we will get that posted hopefully within the next couple of weeks here.
I'm sorry, remind me what CDI is?
Community development, so it would have been Melissa Kono previously, however, the job will look different because Melissa's still in the area doing the programming she was doing with local governments. So this will be more of a support for our economic development department and committee, and then also doing some additional entrepreneurship work and organizational leadership work.
Thank you.
Oh, and then as of last week, Andrea was able, there is a person who's interested in being an AmeriCorps here this summer. So the AmeriCorps position is funded, I believe, 2/3 by the state, and then our county needs to put in about $2,000. And I think we can find that within our budget from this past year pretty easily, that because we have a lot of cost savings from the lack of having an ag and a CDI person. We interviewed her together, and I would like to hire her permanently anywhere. She's going to be a phenomenal addition to our office. Lots of experience with local governments, lots of experience with working with young people, just has a breadth of knowledge that I was highly impressed with. So I think she'll be a great asset. She lives in the northern La Crosse area, so she was looking at La Crosse or Trempealeau County in order for her to be able to have a place to live. And La Crosse didn't want to do the AmeriCorps position, so we got super lucky in that she'll be able to spend the summer with us doing basically outreach. The goal of the AmeriCorps 4-H program is to create new audiences or to foster partnerships with the existing audience. So she'll be doing library programs and working potentially at the county fair to do some educational programs. She has an extensive background in conservation, so I just think she'll be able to help and enhance the stuff that our office already does really well. So.
Any luck on the crops educator? I mean,
Yeah, thank you.
Has anybody came in?
Not that I know of. So they redact all the applications. So even if they come in, it takes me a week to a week and a half to get them. So I wouldn't know probably until next week if we have gotten even any applications in.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
so I'm always the last to know on that
Yeah,
one.
it'd be nice to see that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. Well, looks like, any other questions for board members and or staff members?
Yeah,
Or-
on that summer, that one for bringing her, she's gonna start then, or she? I mean,
Yep,
where-
so we're gonna work on hiring her. We interviewed her. We just now need to make sure that she understands what it means to be an AmeriCorps member. I mean, there's
Okay.
some nuances that come with that are much different than doing like a summer internship or a summer job. And so we have an AmeriCorps coordinator that works out of the Brown County office in Green Bay, and she will work to get all of that coordination and hiring and everything done. So we don't actually have to do that. We just basically house her and find programming for her. So the state will take care of all the things that aren't very fun.
Yeah.
They'll do all of that stuff for us. So we'll just basically have an extra body here to do programming this summer, and it'll cost us about $2,000, which is
Love it.
pretty limited in comparison to the return on investment for sure.
And so she starts in June and goes until about August 22nd. So it's very like she has to meet 450 hours between that time frame in order to receive, because with AmeriCorps, they receive an education credit and a living stipend. So that education credit can go towards either paying for school or paying off student loans. So it's a more regimented program than just having an intern, but it gives us a little bit of capacity to have, some more outreach in the area.
So it's similar to an internship, but not exactly, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Kinda, sorta?
So I think the biggest difference is that internships could assist Andrea in programming she's already doing. The goal of the AmeriCorps position is to create new partnerships and new programs or enhance ones that already happen. So if Andrea already knows that she's going to do an educational workshop on showing dairy this summer, that wouldn't be something this person would do. They may reach out to the library at GET and say, hey, I'm here, I'd love to come in and do some youth programming. Do you have ideas of what you need? Or they may reach out to a boys and girls group or other people that are meeting in the community, or host a workshop that in Whitehall to say, hey, listen, I'm doing this, and they would maybe work with the Parks Department or something. So the goal is to create some additional capacity versus building on what we already do.
So how do we get that information out to these places saying that they can utilize this
So
person?
Andrea's gonna work on that. She's already kind of got a map of some places that we know want programming, summer schools, libraries, places where we aren't necessarily able to get in because we only have 2 staff members who work, and now 3 kind of with Marielle, that work on that. So she's already got a list, and so she'll work over the next few months to start those partnerships, and then we will give her this. The person that applied is more than capable of basically I have faith that she can make those phone calls and be in those spaces within, a week or so. So once she gets here, then Andrea will give her the information of places that she's already established. And then if she finds more, that's great too. So if you know of places or you know of people that would like to partner with creating new opportunities for young people, feel free to reach out to Andrea, and she can kind of help to build that capacity too. So if you're in spaces and meeting with people and you hear of something, please let us know.
So this is not a full-time position then?
No,
Oh,
it's
it's
just
not.
that summer. She'll just be here June to August and short term, but the goal is to create some capacity that we can carry forward and kind of see, once again, that sharing that extension, what the kind of things that we do for people and being able to do that in different spaces that we haven't been able to before.
Is this a possibility of every year doing this kind of stuff, or is this just a?
As long as we have the money.
I was like, as long as AmeriCorps
Okay, that's
funding.
what I'm saying, I didn't know
I
how,
mean,
and to find somebody that can only do it for this to this.
I think I'll be super honest. The challenge I find with AmeriCorps is finding the right person, and oftentimes that's a struggle. So we have an AmeriCorps in Pepin County where I also work, and that's been great because we found the right person. And so oftentimes AmeriCorps partnerships can be amazing, and sometimes they can be not so amazing. So we can keep doing this. I think for me, I'd want to make sure that the person's going to fit within the office space and within the communities to be able. She also speaks Spanish fluently, so that's another bonus. I think we just like hit the jackpot when she was like, "Hey, I want to help with you guys." And we're like, "Okay," one of those things where they don't come around very often, where they just knock on your door and say they want to do stuff with you. So I think it'll be great.
Once I read through her resume, I'm like, we're hiring her before we even do the interview.
It was
That's
pretty,
awesome.
and then her
pretty cool.
personality matched her resume. It was I was pretty impressed. So
Awesome, I like that.
I do know, I know AmeriCorps volunteer jobs or any job is different, but I think any job or corporation, usually the application is very extensive, at least with Ashley. When they hire someone, not only to bring them on, but if you want to transfer whether internally or with Ashley or outside of it, there's a very extensive application process because they want to make sure that there's the right fit. They don't want to pay someone. So I know some people say, oh, this is overly strict. Sometimes it's better to be overly strict and write the right person, then I agree.
yeah, no, I think she'll be great. So and then again, yes, we can keep doing this. They actually have a year-long one too. Once again, as long as AmeriCorps funding continues from the federal government, so that's another big kicker. But as long as there's a partnership, we can continue to do that. But I think we'll see how this goes, and then we can work from there to see if we have more opportunities.
Sounds good. Appreciate all your guys' time. Just confirming the next meeting will be Tuesday, December 16th at 8:30, so roughly 2 months away.
Yep, and we'll have all those budgetary items sent to you ahead of time from the last 2 months, and then Eric will have them for the next months. We're still trying to figure out the system to get them from Mary, and so we were hoping to get them electronically, and they came on paper. And then with the move, our scanner and copiers, it's a bit of a mess up there. So we'll get there sooner or later. The space will be great. I think we just need some time to acclimate to shrinking from probably about 50% of our space is gone, and so we're trying to figure out where stuff goes
Yeah.
and how we
So
put people in there. So.
It's a mixed bag. You get an updated office, kind of like the studio, but it's smaller, so it's
Yep.
kind of a mixed bag, so.
Yeah, and we're also not full staff, so I think we're trying to figure out how that looks too. So
Yeah.
as
So-
we continue to grow our staff and grow our people, we'll adjust and it'll be fine. So
Oh, we have maybe a museum report too. Exactly. Glad to hear, so. I see you on TV, you're doing good, so. You and your cohorts, I like the programming there.
Well, thank you.
So how's everything going your direction then? Guess you can make our report.
Yes, it'll be brief. Didn't I turn it on?
It's on, yep.
No, it's
Yeah,
hard
on.
to
Yep,
see
you're
the
good.
red
It
with
is
these
hard to
newer
see straight
systems,
across.
yeah.
Yep, You're
If
good.
if it's red, it's on.
You're good. You're rocking.
Okay. Not much is changing on the website, except now that the weather's getting worse, I'll have more time to load a few more pictures on. If the sun is shining and it's not raining, then I need to be outdoors. That's just the way it works. And been really busy with the television station working on our history files and our Name That Road and trying to get around to different occasions in Trempealeau County and Buffalo County. We were just over there Sunday for Plow Day when they had that wonderful pumpkin cannon. That was so much fun. That was a great day. And we got film of that. And also the week before, I think it was, we did the tractor ride that went from Glencoe over into Wickham Valley. And just different things like that. And it's good when we go out, and we always try to pass out cards so people know who we are and where they can watch us. It's amazing how many people say, oh, I don't need that. I already watch you, and I know where to watch you. And it's a variety of people. It's not just old people like me. There are younger people, too. So
It's good to know. It's good to know that, the millennials or Generation Z compared to some people, I'd be just a kid to a lot of people. But I think it's good it's all age groups. And so I'm glad there's some younger people watching it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and definitely. And we're always trying to encourage people to get out and take advantage of all these events and things going on. And also to get out of their chairs and get in their car and maybe drive the same route that Mary and I did on our Name That Road. Because I've had people tell me that that's what they do after they watch us. They go out and they get in their car and they drive that route. So
That's good.
that's basically it.
So appreciate it very much. Again, any questions from any board members, staff, or even the audience? Don't see
Yeah, I got a
it.
question, off subject.
Okay.
What am I, Generation Z, E, D, or F? I'm sorry, I hear this Z and you guys,
I know it's
maybe
newer.
I'm old, but I'm telling you, that's just wild.
Yep. Usually the quote,
How do we get an alphabet name?
I don't know, but I guess that's a newer thing that people my age or Z, generally right now, the millennials and Generation Z are the young people, so.
Okay,
We're
all
the
right,
youngins.
so I'm A.
Yeah, I'm glad the clarification, because sometimes I'm not sure either.
It's more of a younger people saying too. I know a lot of the older people are, like you said yourself, you guys don't get it really, do you know? All right.
I know what year I was born.
All right, any other questions? All right, the meeting has adjourned at 9:12. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.